Hello. Pardon the noise in the background. The 5-year-old and 2-year-old are supposed to be cleaning their room, which is not happening. And my awesome husband is feeding the baby in the high chair. And as you can see, this is our wonderful library / classroom that is a horrendous mess at the moment. But I am just going to go over a couple stacks of books here that I acquired through using some credit at Second and Charles in their free bins. And then my husband and I were able to get a couple hours of child-free time. And we, of course, for fun, went to a couple thrift stores. So I'll start with this stack right here. I have so many books on space. It's not funny, but I saw this one. I had to have it. I really am quite picky about what I put in the library only because we are short on space. So if I take it home, it either has a direct purpose or it's just really nice. And this is one of those that's really nice, and it will come in handy for years to come just because of the information that's in it. I've heard a lot of great things about the Nate the Great series, so when I saw this in the free bin, I grabbed it. This is another collection of stories, the My America, which I've heard a lot of good things about, both on the Homeschool Facebook groups and even some personal friends who their children are in the public school system, and they thoroughly enjoy them. I imagine these were in the free bins because they were quite beat up as old library books, but they are still in great condition. So there is The Starving Time, Elizabeth's Jamestown Colony Diary. There's the When Freedom Comes, Hope's Revolutionary War, and Joshua's Oregon Trail Diary. This one was also in the free bin, I imagine because it has some writing in permanent marker, although Second and Charles typically has a range of books that include things like that on them. They're in great shape. They either have too many in stock, or for whatever reason the person cataloging them felt it didn't belong on the shelf. But either way, this is a great find. Plants That Never Bloom, Never Ever Bloom. Guide to National Parks. We have Alpha Oops, which my 2-year-old loves anything that includes like an oops sound, so that'll be fun to read him next year. Couple golden books, Wally and Big Hero 6. We have this as a board book, but I grabbed this one out of the free bin only because it's just a standard paper and I think it's going to take up much less space. So I will re-bless the board book. Tremendous Tractors, Monarch Butterfly, Survival at 40 Below. These have a couple rips in the dust covers, but otherwise still beautiful books. I did use store credit to get this one because it was only $2.25. My 5-year-old, we are setting up some pen pals in England, and I'm going to be using those with him. Yesterday, or was it Wednesday? The days are going so fast. Was National Morse Code Day, interestingly enough. And so next year we'll take advantage of that by reading this story. This one I'm going to read a little bit more into to find out, what age it's appropriate. Growing Up Behind the Iron Curtain. And then today, I hit the jackpot with the Magic School Bus books. And I kind of grab these anytime I see them. I should probably have something on my phone. And if anybody has any ideas on some kind of phone cataloging system, maybe my husband might. I'll ask him. He probably would know. But the Magic School Bus books, I got Butterfly and the Bog Beast, Makes a Rainbow, Ups and Downs, Gets Eaten, Blows Its Top, In the Arctic, Gets Programmed, which is awesome because it's more technology themed, Sees Stars, and only a couple of them have minor water damage, but I was not bothered by that at all. I have found a couple of the Who Was books in thrift stores, which has been really surprising because they're still immensely popular. So I grabbed this one when I saw it. I Am a Leaf. And then another set of books that I absolutely love, and they're really hard to get your hands on. I haven't been able to find them in Secondhand Charles or any other secondhand bookstore. And I found 4 of them at a thrift shop, in the same thrift shop, let alone. From Seed to Pumpkin, What is the World Made of? Sunshine Makes the Seasons, and Down Comes the Rain. They are part of a collection called Let's Read and Find Out Science. They are awesome. The illustrations are super engaging. They are full page, just awesome information that's broken down for multiple grade levels. So if you come across these, I would highly recommend picking them up because you can integrate them in just about any curriculum up through middle school. And I was super happy about this one. So excited because this is on my Amazon wish list for the homeschool. Any one of the One Small Square backyard. One Small Square has a collection of books that you can usually find or buy as a set in homeschool catalogs. Now, if you have a classroom or if you're part of a co-op, that's the best deal by far. But I have so many books on such a range of topics that I don't necessarily need every single one of these. But this one in particular, because we are doing the Exploring Nature with Children curriculum next year, mostly using our backyard. So this is going to come in handy just about every week. Very excited about that one. Chickens aren't the only ones. An oviporous book, which they're not very common. I was excited about that one. Usborne Lift the Flap, Under the Sea book. My 2-year-old loves lift flap books. Still have to be very careful because he will rip them apart. Unintentionally, I'm sure. I hope. My husband and my 2 oldest are going to my husband's state of birth, Washington State, where most of his family lives, in a couple of months. So this is going to be fun for him to take with them. I'm staying home with the baby because we are having such an epidemic with flu in the area and he just is too young. So Mapping Penny's World, it's going to come in handy in 1st grade when they start doing compasses and maps. This is going to be in a separate little box, what have you, for the 2-year-old when he starts practicing letters. Here's hoping he's still as crazy about Paw Patrol as he is now. My husband tossed this into the basket, Pepe the Lamplighter. We're big fans of the Caldecott Honor Medals because they usually end up being massively well-written and popular books for curriculums across the board, no matter, whether it's culture or behavioral, social studies, things like that. So, love those books. Germ Zappers, I'll read through that. I grabbed that kind of on a whim real quick. My very first book of shapes, Eric Carle. I grab anything by him because I just love his books. Pompeii Buried Alive. Hello, Claudia and Son. Flat Stanley, you did. Splat the Cat. And we have summer days in the big woods, so I was excited about the winter days. Monster Hunt. There's Survival at 120 Above, which is in the same collection as the 20 Below. Another set of books that are great for history, American Diaries. There's The Gingerbread Kid Goes to School. And these right here I have not seen before. We are learning about habitats next year. And these have Habitats Life in the Sea, Habitats Life Underground, and Habitats Life on the Land. So I will just read through these. If they're not as informative as other books on the same subject matter that I either have or would like to inquire in the near future prior to starting next year, I'll probably end up getting those and blessing these to somebody just because with limited space. Another author and illustrator that I love, Color of His Own, Manfish, the story of Jacques Cousteau. There is, oh my goodness, I cannot pronounce that name. Anyways, it talks about In Monet's Garden, which is going to accompany the other book when we start talking about art. This is going to go in our stack of Christmas books. I'm starting a new tradition where I wrap 24 books and I open one every day. Next year there's one that has 18 stories in it that's going to be tabbed for each day. Kind of cheating, but it's going to work. But this will go in that stack. Frida. Another Eric Carl, Draw Me a Star. And this one was really awesome. Spring, Summer, Autumn, Winter Big Book. It's just gorgeous. I absolutely love the illustrations. That'll be a really nice one. And I got two massive, massive space books. They're like 3 feet by 1.5 feet across. They're huge. But that is the book haul for this past week. Not very usual for this to be a weekly thing at all, but just wanted to share those. All from, we have a bargain box here in our area, and Goodwill and Second and Charles. If you have a Second and Charles in your area, I cannot stress enough, that is the way to go. You bring in your other books. Sometimes it's a little, you know, sad, the kind of credit that they offer you or cash back. They will usually double. Let's say you bring in a book and they will offer you $1 in cash versus $2 store credit. Always go with the store credit. You can go further with it. And if you have kids, let alone homeschooling, you know it's going to get used. But outside they have free bins, which are things that people bring in that don't get purchased for the inventory of the store. So they just put them out there for free. And there's records, DVDs, games, there's all kinds of stuff that gets put in there. You will be so surprised at what you find. Like I said, most of the stack there was from the free bin, and it was amazing. So definitely check it out. Hope everybody has a great day.